Hi, I'm Tanya from Lovely Greens, and this video will actually take you through 12 different tips on how to organize your own seed swap. But before we get to those, I just want to have a little bit of an update on our last one, which was just 2 days ago. So our 5th annual seed swap, which we call the Seed and Plant Share and Gardener Social, happened Sunday afternoon at the Laxey Sailing Club. And it was fantastic. It was our best year ever. I think well over 100 people came. We raised £300 for the allotment associations, and everyone who came didn't actually have to pay a dime to get in. So it was a free event, and you were able to pick up seeds, plants, bulbs, share directly, or look at what was available on the tables. It was a great event, and it helped make sure that seeds that we have stored away in our cupboards get growing, that we save money on seeds and plants, and it just created a really great atmosphere to talk about the growing year ahead. Now, some of the things that I picked up were asparagus peas. Never tried these before. I've seen them a dozen times in gardening books. I think they're a little bit more common in Britain than in other places. I picked up some runner beans these were directly from a friend, so they're called Painted Lady. And I think he said the flowers were in 2 colors, so they're a really pretty flower to go with this runner bean. So we'll see how that is this year. Cucamelon seeds. I'm going to try these again this year. Mixed reviews on people saying, the fruits were either, not tasty or really fun. So I'll have my own opinion, hopefully at the end of this year. Lettuce seeds, loads. We also had self-saved seeds. So a seed swap is fantastic for seeds that you may have already purchased at a gardening center, but if you've saved some of your own seeds, like this is vegetable spaghetti squash seeds that have been saved. And look at this massive jar of calendula seeds. I'm actually going to try to use some of these this year. I want to create a strip of calendula flowers. This houseplant was left over at the end of the event, and I'm going to try to revive it and see how it goes. And these tulips that are just about finished, I actually got these last year. So, the gifts of seed swapping continue from year to year. So how do you organize your own seed swap events? There are 12 main factors that you need to consider, in my opinion. And the first one is finding friends to help. So whether it's going to be your allotment community or a gardening society or just some friends, you need to actually have help. You can't do it yourself. And every single one of the people that helps is going to have a network of growing contacts as well. So that'll help bring more and more people to your event. And then actually on the day, you've got people that need to man the sign-up sheets. You have people manning the refreshments table. Every little aspect of your seed event will need to have someone there to help. So get a bunch of friends on board. The next is finding a venue and setting a date. So we've always had ours at the Laxey Sailing Club. It's a really comfortable space. They don't charge us a lot of money. There's a fireplace, there's opportunity for refreshments, there's plenty of parking. So that's a huge one as well. You want some place where people can park easily to get in and out, and just make it more convenient for people. Venues could also be private homes. You could just have it as a private gathering, or if it was large enough and the host was open to it, you could invite people from the public as well. Setting a date though. We always have ours in February, March, so right before the growing year kicks off. It's also kind of around the time that people start receiving their seed orders in if they've been ordering from seed catalogs, so they can split up the seeds and share them at the event as well. Next, you need to decide how the event is going to run. Now, in my experience, it can be a little bit awkward for strangers to go up to each other and try to swap for seeds. So the system that we use is that we ask people to come in. They've got to sign up at the door. They don't have to pay a fee. They come in and we have a circular area that you can move around in. And along the tables in that circle, there's different buckets or bins that are labeled for legumes, brassicas, herbs, flowers, random. And we ask attendees to organize their own seeds that they want to share into the bins provided. And then as they go along, they can browse through the seeds that are already there and take what they'd like. And it's just based on an honor system. Now, if someone comes and they don't have seeds to share, we have a donation bin in the center of the table with a recommended donation of 50p for a full packet of seeds. Now, some people are able to afford more and some people are able to afford less. We don't regulate it. It is, again, it's an honor-based system. So the next step is finding a way to make the event free. Now, sharing seeds, part of it is about reducing cost. So you are trying to reduce cost of primarily the seeds themselves. If you do a seed order every year, you could spend, I don't know, £50 more each year. And how many of the seeds do you actually use? Gardeners are a little bit of seed hoarders, all of them, myself included. I'm not even going to show you my seed collection. But in any case, making the event free helps to reduce the spending. And it makes it a lot more inviting for people to want to come. There are other ways to make money though. So for example, you have your donation bin on the seed table. You could have a refreshments table, again, based on a donation. And you could have a raffle. We do all three. So the money that you would collect at the event could be used to pay for the venue hire and also projects you might have for your community garden. Sponsors. Sponsors are fantastic. So you can find sponsors to sponsor prizes for your raffle. This year we had Greba Mushrooms contribute £25 worth of mushroom compost. We had an aromatherapy massage gifted to us. The Isle of Man government has always been very supportive of our event, and again this year they've contributed a wormery, so it's a composting unit using worms to break down kitchen waste. We had also bottles of wine, chocolates, books. So ask the people who come, if they're not able to contribute seeds, for example, they could maybe bring something for the raffle. And then as people come in, they like to support community events. And so just ask for people to purchase raffle tickets. Everyone likes doing raffles, at least here on the Isle of Man. So before the day actually happens, you need to invite people to come to your event. So who do you invite? Who would like to come to a seed swap event? Well, first of all, you start with the people that you organize the event with. You want them and all of their friends that are gardeners as well to help spread the word. So word of mouth is fantastic. Emailing, so contacting various gardening societies and clubs in your community, asking them to email news of your event to their members. Fantastic. Other ways of reaching out to people include Facebook. So this year we did a sponsored event on Facebook. So I created an event and then I paid £5 to have it marketed through Facebook, sponsored for the week before the event. And we got a lot of new people that way, people that had never come to the events in the past as well. So it was great for contacting people outside of your network. You also, if you're going to do this as an annual event, it's fantastic to have a sign-up sheet. Now, I mentioned that before. When people come in through the door, have someone by the door to greet them, give them information about how the event works, and then ask them to sign the attendees list and also to leave their email. Be very clear that you're taking their email for a mailing list, and if they don't want to leave it, they're welcome to leave that off. But having that email list is incredible at getting people to come back year after year. So I've set up a free newsletter distribution list through MailChimp, and it's the seed swap list. So I generally send out 2 or 3 emails before the event, so in the weeks coming up to the event. And everyone who went to the events in the past and left their email address are now able to get reminders and information about future events. So definitely something that you should do. Other ways of getting out the information to people, I write a column in one of our local magazines. So that's a fantastic way to reach out to people. Contacting the newspaper. If you're a blogger, blog about it a lot. Or if you have a friend who's a gardening blogger, just get the word out however way you can. And if there's ways to not pay for advertisements, then try to search out those ways as well. And if you do have to pay, such as the Facebook promotion that we did, I just got 5 raffle tickets for that, for my prize, or for my part in that. And I actually won a prize, which was fantastic. It was to the HQ Bar and Grill, which is one of my favorite restaurants here on the island. And we're going tomorrow to use the voucher. So it works out that way. Sometimes I suppose if you got raffle tickets in exchange for the money that you've contributed towards it, you won't win anything. But you know, that's your part for the event as well. So you also need to think about entertainment and refreshments as well. It depends on who's coming to your event. So entertainment, it could be music. So last year we had a Celtic trio or duo come, and they played the fiddle and did some Celtic music for us. This year we used just the speakers, the surround speakers, and we just put on a CD. And it just creates a little bit of ambiance. And then last year we also had a children's area. So if you're wanting to invite families to come, you want the kids to feel at home and not cause any mischief. So having a little crafty area for them is a fantastic way to keep them occupied and give parents a chance to go and check out the seeds without being inundated by tugging and all kinds. Refreshments. So we offer cake, coffee, tea, and each one of the organizers will try to bring something with, and we ask people who come as well to maybe bring some biscuits or cookies or cake or whatnot. And again, we've got that donation bucket there, and you can put in 50p or pound, whatever you can afford. And again, having that donation bucket just sitting out in the open, we've had no problem whatsoever with people not contributing or taking money out or anything like that. We use an honor system. Gardeners are awesome, so had very good experiences with that. The last thing I have to mention is at the end of the event, there'll be lots of cleanup, but there will also be an incredible amount of seeds left over. You'd think that people would come and bring seeds with them and leave with more, but it's actually the opposite. At least in our case, there's always loads and loads of seeds. And we have an entire shoebox full this year. So finding a cause or a way to use those seeds is going to be another really positive factor to your event. So in years past, we've donated the seeds to the Children's Centre Community Farm here on the Isle of Man. We've donated them to a homeless organization, so they run an allotment, so a community garden for the homeless on the island. This year we're going to be saving some of them for an event later on in the year, so handing out seeds to visitors who are interested in growing their own. And we're also considering donating some of them to a community garden that's just started up here on the Isle of Man as well. So hopefully that will give you a little bit of information as to how to start your own seed swap events. And of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, there's a comment section below, and there's also a blog link. You can find that in the comment section below as well. And I will have all of this information listed out in text for you as well. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. I give all kinds of gardening, crafting, and beauty tips on here. And good luck with planning your very first seed swap.